Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Toy Geek Maniac. I'm your host, Constance Miller. It has been a slow year with toys for me since I've been unemployed, so my pickings are few and far between. However, it has been an exciting year for toys. So let me kick off the top 10 of 2025 for you with number 10 by The Loyal Subjects, which this is kind of a 2-in-1, but you'll see what I mean. I know you're already thinking, Constance, you've already done a review of this doll. What are you doing with the second one? Well, for one, I got sent another one by a subscriber. And for two, against my better judgment, I'm going to be reviewing this doll as Jerica. Now, typically, this is where I'm going to talk about the problem that I have with this, which I think the Loyal Subjects dropped the ball, is if you were to transform her into Jerica, she would still have pink hair, and Jerica is blonde. And on the original doll, if you took and put the pink hair up in the hat, blonde hair would be revealed. So I really see no point in having the Jerica outfit. So let's get into it. So as you just saw in my review of Gem, the idea of transforming her into Jerica was pretty much obsolete because she didn't have the blonde hair underneath the pink hair to put up into the hat to give way to Jerica, and I felt that the Loyal Subjects, the maker of the doll, really dropped the ball on that, and I still think so. Number 9 also comes from the Loyal Subjects, and here it is. In this episode, we're going to be talking about strawberry shortcake. And this is kind of exciting for me because I was so very young when strawberry shortcake became a huge thing. And it was exciting for me because there was this great cartoon that ran in specials, so it wasn't a regular thing from what I remember, and it was fascinating, it was fun, it was exciting, and I fell in love. And I was able to get a strawberry shortcake doll, and that vintage doll, it was so cute, is what I can say. And I love that she was scented. She came with her little cat Custard, and it was great. And I was also lucky enough to get Huckleberry Pie, and he was the only boy character. And that's where my collection ended. And it was great to have them. And recently, when I was toy shopping at Walmart, I found this. Number 8 is a vintage toy from Playmates, but it turns out it's one of the most exciting toys I've gotten all year. Today we are going to be discussing Star Trek Deep Space Nine's Commander Benjamin Sisko, a vintage action figure from Playmates. So let's bust him open and take a look. Number 7 comes from Mattel, and also kind of revisits an old line with a new spin. Today we're going to look at He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon series, She-Ra. And this is interesting because they have done a whole line of figures based on the animated series, and this is apart from the Origins line. And I did not like the Origins line of She-Ra, so I'm gonna put this in with my Origins collection. Number 6 comes from Hasbro's Marvel Legends and features a character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So the likeness to Vanessa Kirby is pretty decent. I can't really complain there. So that's kind of awesome. And let's get into articulation. You're not going to get much of a look forward or look back due to her hair. You can give her head a turn. And she does have a little bit of a pivot. Number 5 also comes from Hasbro, but this time it's the G.I. Joe Classified line. So here we have Courtney Covergirl Krieger, and this is a very beautiful figure. Like I said, I'm not familiar with the character, so I might have to do some research. So let's go ahead with articulation. Number 4 is also from Hasbro in the Marvel Legends line, and this was really super exciting to get. In today's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at Marvel's Husk, a member of Generation X and the X-Men, and let's get going. Alright, so we're going to get a look at Paige Guthrie, also known as Husk, and she's the sister of Sam Guthrie, also known as Cannonball, and she gets a little bit of a look down. She's not going to get a look back due to her hair. The lateral lift in the arms is great. Get a shoulder turn, a bicep turn, single or multifunctional double jointed elbows, wrist flex. There's a turn and pivot in the torso, no waist turn. Lateral lift in the leg is alright. Number 3 comes from Hasbro's Marvel Legends and also features a character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Today we're going to be taking a look at Marvel Legends Fantastic Four First Steps MCU movie figure of Mr. Fantastic as portrayed by Pedro Pascal. So the likeness to Pedro Pascal is pretty decent here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into articulation. Also from Hasbro Marvel Legends number 2 comes from the animated series X-Men 97. Today I'm going to be covering Marvel Legends X-Men 97's Emma Frost. This is really interesting because she only had a couple appearances in the first season, and it's going to be interesting to see if she comes back for more in season 2. And let's go ahead and open her up and we're going to take a look. And now on to number 1 from the Loyal Subjects. This is technically part 1 of 2. This is a very exciting episode for me because it's going to cover one of my favorite intellectual properties of all time. That's Jem and the Holograms. And we have this wonderful doll from the Loyal Subjects. And we're going to take a look. The box art has Jem on one side and Jerica on the other. The back is done with the artwork that has been included with most Jem and the Holograms merchandise over the years. So right on, here we go. Thank you so much for watching this special edition of Toy Geek Maniac. What do you think of my top 10? What do you agree with? Do you think one figure should be higher than the other? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're inclined to help the channel grow, you can do so by hitting like, subscribe, also following the links in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to a more productive 2026. And as always, love and light to you all.